We're live. Okay, this is our final weekend that we're going to run this line here. For any of you guys that have tuned in for a while, you've noticed we run this line here for FLDs competition for our qualifiers these past couple weeks. Last year when we ran this line during Pro 1, we ran it at nighttime. So I figured a proper send-off is for our drivers to get a taste of competing on this line at night like our drivers had through last year. Right now you're getting a look at Cheese's car. The driver had already podiumed, obtained his Pro 1 license. He's functioning as our tree car tonight, and he's in the chat here announcing. So,
yeah.
Cheese, say hi. There you go. He's back.
What up, everybody?
All right. We're waiting for them to get everything situated there going on the Discord. But, yeah, we'll get this started here shortly. My thing is, Cheese, even if there was nobody tuning into the live stream, anybody who watches the broadcast sees all of it, you know? So
Yeah.
And on that note,
yeah.
anybody looking to get into our FLDS competition here, I'm sorry, Cheese, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
But, you're good.
Anybody looking to get into this series here can hit me up on Discord. It's Drift Mafia, and then my numbers are 1580. Alright, you can reach me on there, and we can add you to the server, and so on and so forth. Get you situated, get your car through tech inspection if you'd like to compete. It's a community-driven drift competition here. We run multiple adhesions. Just like in real life, you're not restricted to one tire, so we make it even with tire specs and so on and so forth. Everything's posted, but yeah, nighttime, Cheese. Like last year. You're upset you're not driving right now, aren't you?
Just a little bit, but it's all right.
That's how Pro 1 was last year. It was crazy because like every single round had been practiced in like the preseason, all in the daytime. And a couple of us had been talking about it. There was only a few people who knew like that I was going to do round 2 nighttime. And when I did it, it blew everybody's mind. They were all like, "Holy shit, what?" Like they couldn't believe it, you know.
Yeah. No, I was waiting for a switch up in the qualifier, honestly. Whether it was simply just a time change or even map and adhesion change. It was something that I was looking forward to because not only, you know, is it going to be nighttime now, but it makes it harder for, you know, people to see where they are. There's a lot of factors into simply changing the lighting. You know, a lot of people who have driven actual cars, you know, they...
Hey, make sure we mention on the Discord, no headlights on for any of the driving cars. I know we mentioned that while they were in here before, but just so nobody forgets and they enforce the rule. Everybody's lights are off except for, like, us as the slowdown zone on the course for tonight, where just like it has been where we have our lights on, you know, even on the daytime. That's the decel zone.
Will do.
You know, stuff like that. We got to make sure that runs. You're the flash car. J-Dog's not here tonight. That's why Cheese is filling in. We have Gecko and Salad tonight as judges. Pretty sure they're getting a third in there. I'm not sure exactly who it's going to be, but that's okay. We'll make it work.
Should I go ahead and tell them in the chat, or you want to wait till we get our first pairing? Go ahead and tell them.
Doesn't matter. Tell them in the chat. Don't tell them what it is. Just tell them no headlights at the starting line, guys.
I left it bare minimum, no headlights.
Yeah, bare minimum, no headlights. You guys blind drivers in the first-person view.
Yeah.
Unless they're already tuned in. We only have one viewer in the chat right now, so nobody technically knows until after this stream ends. So it's okay. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
They're not going to hear it unless they were in here to hear it. So that's good. Blinds the drivers in first person.
Yeah. If like I was saying earlier, if anybody wants to question it, I will easily prove that point because
there's so much glare. The mirrors in the game, though. The mirrors in the game.
I took the mirrors off my car.
No, but they reflect light, but they don't reflect image.
Nope.
You know, like, what the hell?
It is,
like, oh my god, it blinds the hell out of you.
One of the
bad.
most
like, the glare on the
bothering
dashboard and
things.
stuff isn't so bad. Like, that I don't
No,
mind.
no.
It's like, wah, off of the mirrors. Now, I understand
Just
in real life,
blinding,
you can get blinded in the mirrors, like when a cop
Oh,
pulls you
yeah.
over or something. But, like, holy shit, man, it's worse than high beams. There ain't no reflection of normal headlights in the background or anything. There's no, like, give us a high beam, low beam feature if that's the case. Holy shit. No, here's a good one, Cheese. Let me put fog lights on it. Only turn on the fog lights on the bottom of the car. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. That would be pretty sick. It would. I would like an option, you know, for yellow and white fog lights. Because
that's what I mean.
traditionally, you know, the thing was yellow fog lights because the white reflected too much light back off the rain and the fog. So you put yellow lights for, exactly. And you know, nowadays we're seeing a lot of manufacturers putting white lights underneath the headlights for fog lights.
And look at factory headlights with all the fucking crazy bright, like LED out the ass. Like, dude, they're on low beams, and it's like they got the high beams on.
It just still, man.
Shit, man, I can't see the fucking thing.
Exactly.
Like, dude, turn off your high beams, asshole, and then he turns his high beams on. You almost go in the ditch.
And you're like, yeah. You know,
it's allowed on a factory vehicle.
Exactly. And, you know, I understand as we progress into the future of technology and stuff, things are going to get better, things are going to get brighter. But in a sense, you know, a lot of people, in my case as well, are still driving these some 20 to 30, even some 40 and 50-year-old vehicles who don't have these bright-ass LEDs, you know, on their car. Yeah, there are options out there for these, but some people don't want to go that route. They want to stay with their... Yeah! It is wild,
dude,
man.
If I put headlights that bright on one of my cars, ever. Growing up as a kid, I got
dude,
the fuck over.
I've had, you know, I know the fog lights I had on my car, they were relatively bright, but I hadn't been pulled over for them. I did get lit up one time by a cop who was sitting in a parking lot because I happened to turn in his direction. And he lit me up, but he didn't, you know, come after me or anything. He just, you know, was like, hey, them bitches are bright. Turn them off. Which, you know, they're just an on-off switch. There's no bright or dim with those.
Dude, you had to have a cover.
Yeah! I can't see anything with my normal running lights.
I had a nice-ass fucking pickup truck with, like, a roll bar and everything, with, like, the KC highlighters and dude, like, you have to have covers on them, because, like, if you didn't run with covers, you get a ticket. Them fucking things are too bright. They're too bright. Like, the best way I can describe light bars, or any kind of lights like that, is like you have an aftermarket tachometer in your car. You love this Autometer racing tack, and it's badass because you got a shift light. You're a kid, and you're like, yeah, I got a race tack now. Right? When you were growing up as a kid, you're like, oh man, I got all this shit. And then
everybody put the covers on them. It's bright.
You don't understand why the cover's there, because the first time you had the cover off and that thing lit up, oh my god, you almost
right there in the eyes. You couldn't see. You couldn't see. For 10 seconds, you couldn't see anything.
Fucking thing. You can't see anything. Even with the cover on it.
Still bright as fuck.
The whole inside of the car looked like something lit on fire and exploded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dumb bright.
Man, I've seen plenty of cars, you know, go down the drag strip or even on some YouTube video running on the street where they have those tachometers with the shift light on them. And a lot of times, you know, especially, you know, like I've said before, I'm a bit of a Honda guy, so when they're bouncing on and off the limiter, it's just flashing the shit out of them.
You ever do something like that with a Honda? Where you set the check engine light to be your shift light?
I've seen people do it, yes, and
yeah, that's nice.
Oh man,
when you're building a sleeper, that's a nice one. Because you don't have no bright fucking tack, the thing looks like it's stock.
Just sitting out there, I will say I've always liked the look of the A-pillar gauge setup, whether it was like just the one down there at the bottom, in the corner, or the whole setup with 3 gauges coming up. It, in the sense that they work properly as they should, they were actually reading real numbers and not just there for looks. That was one thing that did kind of bother me about them, though, because some people just rigged them up, planted them there, and they weren't reading any numbers. They were just lighting up right there in the face for looks. But a lot of people like to do little things like that, and in a sense it's cool, but you're not actually getting any use out of those. If anything, it's just more weight and work that you've done nothing for other than to look cool to yourself and whoever was in the car with you at the time.
Dick measurement. That's what I call it, dick measurement. That's what the local car meets are. I'm not trying to hate on car culture, because I love car culture.
No.
Okay, but I've also become insanely disgusted with car culture.
Yeah.
Because you go out there to fucking, any kind of a fucking meet thing, you're trying to have a good time, even if it wasn't with good intentions, and some asshole fucks it up for everyone. It's like having a house party and the one drunk guy ruins it. You're like, God damn it. You can't even have fun, and the cop labels you some asshole, but everybody else, and you fuck that. Dude, I've gone down that road. I don't ever want to do it again.
Yeah,
we gotta get this started here in just a few minutes. As usual, guys, we always run a little late, a few minutes in here, just getting everything situated, but I promise everything will get started here shortly. They are rocking and rolling there on the Discord and whatnot. So.
Yeah, they're handling the business behind the curtains.
Yes.
We're just the ones talking to everybody, keeping them
normally
on their toes.
I would be judging just like I would last year. I'm judging in Pro 1. But this is an opportunity for other people who drove last year, who actually competed and stuff, to get a taste of what it's like behind the scenes. Just like what Cheese said. Okay, behind the curtain, to be that guy that has to make the critical decision. Because it sucks. Sometimes you guys are running so fucking nasty with each other, I don't even know who to pick. I'm sitting there like, fuck it, I'm on my fucking last one more time. I have to make a decision. And I'm like,
have to make a decision.
Everybody's like, boo, and they get mad at me or something. Dude, I can't help it.
For going so many times.
Right. What can you do? So now you get to taste and see what that feels like. You know what I mean? To be that guy who has to be put on the spot to make that critical decision. I like it.
The last weekend I ran, there were a lot of really good runs, and it really kind of showed, who all was improving in running in this, and those who just weren't putting in enough practice to improve, or weren't sitting down to take the time and notice what was going on around them. Because, like I'm saying, a lot of drivers improve in doing this. It was why I wanted to get into it and why I wanted my guys to get into it. And I know Ron, Wolf, they've both mentioned that they've improved. They've learned a lot in running this. There's a lot to grasp, more than just what's on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
Hey, alright, we're about to start here. We only have 2 judges.
Salad, one of our judges for tonight, guys. If you were wondering who just came into the chat, he's one of our judges for tonight. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Salad, but that's Jackson saying get this fucking comp started. So just understand,
Anyway,
Salad, check your PMs.
Okay, I will, but we're starting here, right? We only have 2 judges. Cheese, if you would be able to. Would you be?
No. I would love to, but I can't. I wouldn't. I'm not allowed.
So I'll probably watch your phone or get something. Okay. I'm calling in first drivers are Meatball and Emerald. Anyway, I'm gonna leave now.
Okay.
Alright. Hey, Salad. You.
Oh, he's gone.
Whatever. That's
I can text him.
I was gonna say, Salad, no headlight.
Yeah, I put it in the chat. J-Dog actually commented. He was like, he just sent the question mark to the comment I made about no headlights. I don't think he knows. He's at work. Yeah, he don't know.
He knows exactly what's happening. Bet you he's watching on his phone.
Is he's actually watching on his phone, you said?
Probably. I have no idea. I have no idea who's tuned into the stream right now. I'm smoking a cigarette waiting for them to bring him in. But as you guys can see, they were getting everything situated. We're getting it started here. Everybody's in the
getting the
Discord.
big ball
That
rolling.
are going to be bringing them in. Sorry about that. I hope we kept you guys entertained here. Anybody who did tune in the beginning here.
Yeah,
again, we'll do a quick plug.
I was
here
going to start running.
Anybody getting interested in FLDS competition, all right, hit me up on Discord. It's Drift Mafia, and then 1580 are my numbers that you need to punch in, and shoot me a request on there. I can get you added to the server. You can find out more about our series here. Cheese is our announcer for tonight. You just heard Salad. We got our judges, and yeah, we're gonna kick some ass.
Yeah, really looking forward to see how this goes tonight, especially with the time change. Because, like I was saying earlier, you know, now not only is it dark, but you have no headlights.
Well, visually, everything changes now.
Yeah. Now, you could come out here, and if you've got enough practice in, I'm just going to throw this out here right now. This is something that a lot of people would kill to fucking know. If you practice enough, the same line, same road, whatever.
That's right.
Muscle memory. That's what I was telling Wolf the other night. You know, just because you're in a different view now in first person running in the cockpit does not mean your car is driving differently or, you know, handling differently. It's simply a different view on the game.
Comes at you faster.
Or yeah.
It just comes at you faster. That's really what it is. You got to be able to react quicker.
There's no difference in the distance from said cone here to cone there. It's simply the same thing, just a different perspective.
Yeah.
So you could come out here, practice all day, all night long for weeks, whatever, however long it takes you to get that muscle memory down, and then run it the exact same way, just on a different perspective. And it's something.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And
Comp line changing next week, guys. Stay tuned for one of those. That'll be fun. That'll be posted in the Discord. So the comp line next week will be different. People in the live stream get to see a different line that we're going to run, and different clipping points, and so on and so forth. So I get it though, Cheese. That repetition, feed it into your head. It's a big thing.
Yeah. And like I was saying, coming into this thing, man, I really wanted to show who was putting in practice and who wasn't.
Yep.
What?
You tapped me. I don't know what you're doing.
Has the comp started yet?
Yeah, we've got one person in here right now for the first pair. Yep, there's Emerald too.
Wait, I wanna see.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
we're finna watch.
As with all of our live streams, we spectate from the cinematic view. We watch the chase car. And so we don't see what the judges are seeing, so you guys make your own determination. We'll call out different clipping points as we're going here, clarify different ones along the way. Just bear with us. Any questions, comments, stuff like that, put it in the chat. We'll answer. All right, so we have Emerald versus Meatball here. First battle.
I'm about to light them up, boys. Y'all ready? And we're off.
Here we go, initiating into that first inside clip here.
Both drivers dipping in a little too inside there.
Yeah, we can't see what happens here from the cinematic perspective, but both drivers maintaining some proximity here. Coming around to this decel zone here before the outside. We don't want to see drivers dropping tires over that line. Or this
I'm running really shallow right here.
Yeah.
Dropping tires around that line.
That's alright, this is the second part of the battle. He does get the lead.
Coming in the first inside clip for the hairpin here.
Oh, got some
Oh,
contact.
Meatball making some contact, yeah.
I'm not even spectating the correct car. Holy shit, here we go. Switching it up.
Well, we got some more contact coming in after the...
Whoa.
It's like Emma's dropping some tires there.
Yeah. A little bit of straightening and stuff. Definitely not the cleanest of runs. That's going to be a difficult one for the judges tonight.
Let's see how they go.
What's the chat think? We got a few viewers tonight. What do you guys think? Think that's a one more time battle? You think one got it? One versus the other? Think it was Meatball or you think it was Emerald? Or you think they should go one more time? What do you think? Bog down here.
Yeah, waiting to see what they're going to say here.
Yeah, figure out what they're going to say. Definitely a difficult decision. What do you think, Cheese? What's your feedback from what you saw? From their perspective, so.
Yeah, there were a lot of adjustments from both drivers. But it's a little hard to say. I'd probably have to point my finger towards Meatball. I think overall he just had a better lead and chase run when it comes down to it. And, you know, granted, there were lots of corrections between both drivers. I believe Meatball had a little bit cleaner run overall.
I agree.
But
there was definitely
then again,
some mistakes that were definitely made.
Oh yeah, but rubbing is racing to an extent in my eyes. So it is nice to see the drivers get really aggressive at times. But then again, if you get a little too aggressive and you end up killing, the lead driver's run, it's kind of on you,
Oh yeah.
Looks like we got, Meatball's moving on.
Alrighty. Well, there's our first battle. Probably get our next pair in here for tonight's FLDS qualifier. Like I said, next week track will be changing. The reason we're running nighttime this week, last year Pro 1, this was the spontaneous nighttime course that no one expected, so it's kind of cool. Figured as a send-off for this line for the qualifiers, we'll do a night run. Definitely a good idea.
Yeah, it seems like Emerald was calling lag during the run, but since he didn't call it, during his run, it's not counting. So, but that's how it goes. Same thing, we saw first weekend. Dan couldn't see lights, and so he didn't mention anything until after the competition was over, which sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Like I had told him, if he had just said something right then and there, I would have been perfectly fine with like a 3, 2, 1 go or just a random heads up go,
Yes, we do have many drivers, Mick. running in first person. I'm sorry, I didn't see the chat. I wasn't paying attention. But yes, we do have many drivers that drive from the first person perspective.
Found it.
Okay, bragging points to those drivers as well. Pat yourselves on the back.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm one myself. I prefer this view. I like realism. But okay, you see how Gecko's car right now? It's reflecting some random tire wall. None of those reflections that we see are directly correspondent with what's behind us. It's just some random image.
Oh yeah, no, it's just some random. Yep.
Right. I really wish, because they got the reflecting of light part down, I really wish they had some kind of an image that worked there. Otherwise, like, you know, they need to do something with that. Definitely.
Yeah.
With the mirrors. That would be
I'm definitely
cool.
hoping that that's something they implement in Car X3, or even in a soon update to come for this game. That would be really nice. It may even, you know, draw more attention to the first-person drivers and get more people into that. Especially with
you're gonna progress as a driver, because you're not visually stimulated by something. Nobody can magically fly unless you're using an RC drift car or something, where you're magically behind the fucking car playing, flying behind it and driving. When you learn how to drift and you actually do it in real life, you're in the fucking car, you're in the thing, and you're doing the whole nine. And like, I always like to say, I heard it once somewhere, I don't know where the hell it was, but it's a great cliche. I use it all the fucking time. Okay, it's like one of my fucking things with it. In order for drifting on the outside to be beautiful, on the inside it has to look like a kung fu movie.
Yep.
Okay?
You're exactly right.
To what extreme or whatever, it doesn't matter, but to have them cars running doors with each other in perfect sync, that super close, like you see in FD and whatever, flying through the corner like madmen, those guys are in the fucking car driving like fucking maniacs, giving it every fucking thing they got to fucking run that car. Are you kidding me? You watch it, even during the mellow moments where they're not shifting a lot or something, they're still reacting stupid fast to doing what the fuck they have to do with like clutch kicks and throttle control and fuck, you know, that's how it works, man. That's what you have to do. Like,
I know in round 4 of FD for the Pro Series, right? I know they got a couple cockpit cameras in the cars. I know. Oh yeah. And I know for a fact they got one in Adam's car, and in some of his chase runs, you can actually watch him almost come out of his seat to stand on his clutch. And some spots, it was kind of wild to watch. But you can go to anywhere, any video.
That car.
Yeah.
Something that's holding your ass in.
Like I'm saying, you can go any YouTube channel anywhere, you search up, you know, cockpit view drifting, and you'll watch these drivers, you know, it, like you're saying, it's almost a kung fu movie.
Right.
I mean, they're throwing their hands this way, that way, the other, they're kicking their feet left and right. It's a wild show from the cockpit.
All right. I don't mean to cut you off. Trying to get another podium finish. Both of these drivers, from what I'm aware, have 2 podiums each, and they're looking for their third, and one of them has to go down right now. This is going to be interesting. Sunjeet trying to get a podium, Mech trying to get a podium.
Coming into the hair.
Pushing into that outer zone.
They're both giving it their all to try and get this podium finish tonight.
Separation here. Definitely gonna hurt. I don't know what happened for Sunjeet there in the chase. That first run's gonna be rough. Hopefully he can clean it up in the lead here.
Yeah.
It
sounded like he may have bogged. I'm not too sure.
I don't know what happened. His car gripped up or whatnot, but he better have a phenomenal lead, because that's hard to come back from. I would say advantage towards Mech on that because of that separation right there. It hurt him. Going into the second part of the battle here, Cheese flashing him out. Mech in the chase, Sunjeet in the lead.
Coming into the hairpin, looks like Mech's swinging way too wide there. Having to correct so he doesn't make contact.
Sunjeet might have been a little tight. Mech avoided the clip, because he didn't want to drop tires too. Oh,
what happened there?
Cleaning it up, trying to choking up on the cars. Cleaning it up here at the end, but oof.
Man, that was...
I'm going to overall say that the run goes to Mick. He did choke up coming after that decel zone, did not drop tire. He may have dropped one. Sunji definitely dropped two going into that zone. From what I saw there, from that chase perspective.
It seemed like he almost... it seemed like he almost wanted to... it seemed like he almost wanted to come almost to a complete stop to try and keep his car from going off the edge there.
Right, exactly. And that caused Mech to choke up in the chase there.
Yeah. And which, in my standpoint, which I've told my guys before, if you know you're finna go off, just do it. Keep going. Don't worry about it. Do not come to a stop, because that's worse than just dipping a tire.
Yeah, it's loss of drift. That's fucking... You gotta reinitiate everything. Loss of drift is bad. I think it's definitely gonna go towards Mech on the cards here. But very unfortunate, you know? Very unfortunate. I'm not the final decision, but it looks like that's the way the judges are going with it.
Yep. Judges pointed their fingers towards Mech, so.
Each week. All these drivers, though, coming out every single week trying to get qualified for Pro 1, I pass off to them. Doing good.
No, it's definitely nice to see these drivers coming back every weekend. Would love to see plenty more come in as well, but, you know. Like I'm saying, it's a great experience for anybody, whether you're a newcomer to the game, you know, trying to, you know, get your leg out there into the competitive scene.
Competition where we all learn from each other.
Yeah, it's a big thing, you know, in it. Like I've said before, you know, you made me question my whole tuning theory, and then some of it I was already kind of there, but, you know, there were some things that I didn't quite know about. And I've definitely improved off of it, and I'm sure, you know, sometime down the road there may be something that I come to find, and you know, everyone else improves off of it.
We try to grow as a community. You got to be in it for the right reason, and that's why we're so protective of like certain tunes and things like that, and setups getting out there, because you have people that haven't learned how to play yet, or somebody new is tuning in. It's not that we don't want that person to have those things. But you guys have countless hours of practice. The best thing any driver can do when they first get the game is just drive. Drive the cars just the fucking way they are. Figure out the game.
Fill them out.
All of that shit and learn how the game's actually played and make it work for you. Then down the road, once you have that control and you've learned how the game's played, then you start tuning and tweaking shit or getting stuff changed and switched up and whatever, you know? And that's when it becomes more fun. You can still have tons of fun with liveries and, you know, all your body kits and rims and all the shit that they add to the game and whatever. Like, that's you know what I mean? But you don't have to go crazy. Put the stock drift tune on most cars. They run fine. They run fine.
Yeah, I know for the longest time.
Not necessarily if that's like a realistic setup or not. Some are similar, you know, or some are not. Like, there's a lot of variation. The game needs some work, whatever. But, you know what I'm saying. Like, best thing they could do is drive, practice, seat time, and then you advance eventually to a point where you understand and grasp the tuning aspect of it more when you get into it more, and you figure out how to set them up. We try to bring as much of the realism into it as possible with our setups, with the guidelines that the game gives us. You know, the game only gives us X amount of settings or things that we can do parameters-wise that we can tune and dial in a car. Until those other things are added, like weight ballast, or adjustable downforce and blah blah blah, you know, like we can get that, then we'll be doing really good, you know. But they've had tons of advances recently. Like, look at all the advances, like the adjustable differentials and all the differences between like a spool or an open diff or fucking, it's amazing.
It definitely allows for definitely allows for more in-depth tuning, let alone more, you know, play style allowability, I guess I would say. We all drive differently in a sense, but when it comes down to it, a lot of us, you know, have some similarities here and there.
Looks like we got Cold here in the lead and Braun in the chase there. Braun
one of my guys
with that E32 there, right? Or
a little E36.
E36, E32, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, I'm not really a Beamer guy. You know
One of those
about
Beamer
that
chassis.
stuff.
Yeah, no,
Beamer
I'm not either by any means.
They're cool and all, but I just no. Oh damn! Unfortunately, I might have got blinded by the smoke or something there. I don't know what happened, but holding on to it. Both drivers dropping tire there. Cold technically already qualified for Pro 1, doesn't have to podium. Returning here this week though, just to fill out the bracket, make sure everybody has somebody to run against. Nobody wants to win with a bye run. You want to fight for it.
Yeah, no.
That's really how it is. You want to earn your win. You don't just want a freebie, you know. And drifting, we're all that way. It's like even in real life, your car breaks or something, we'll try to help you fix your shit because I want to win outright, even if you outright beat me. Yeah. It's okay. Like, I want to win fair. Like, if I beat you, I beat you, not...
And that's a big thing, man. Like, over the past couple of weeks, I've been offering help here, there, left, and right, wherever, you know, I feel like it's needed, you know, because I want everybody running at their best. I don't want to feel like anyone won or lost because of some little problem that they were having with their car. I'd like them to feel like their car is at 100% when they go to line up.
Oh, yeah.
And
give it everything.
Yeah. And with that, any little pointer, anything like that, I'm fully open to hand out, you know, any kind of question. Like I've told my guys before, at any given moment, if I'm not doing anything...
I don't necessarily see it one more time happening. I think
I'm not too sure.
Decision, but, you know.
We'll see here in just a moment.
Well, no, listen.
As we wait.
Cole, you know, had a little bit of a gap there. Ron definitely pulled away and was on his line, right?
Yeah.
But in the lead, okay, Ron struggled a little bit in the chase. Had some corrections, some tire drops. So I think it will come to a judge's decision here. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be a one more time. It looks like it might be, though.
Yeah, they're going one more time.
That's cool. They got a one more time battle. You're spectating here.
They come down the hill here. A little bit of contact.
Some contact there.
We got some more contact, man. They were just beating each other up this run. Yeah.
Everybody's aggressive, man. They're trying to
looks
play
like
they want it.
Looks like Cole might have straightened coming out of the D cell. Not sure how they're going to want to judge that with Ron also running outside the zone there.
Yeah.
But
both drivers.
We'll see here in just a moment as they line it back up.
Yep, both drivers definitely got to clean it up a little bit. Control those emotions, guys. If they can hear us, I don't know if they're tuning in somewhere.
Yeah,
if you do have us in your ear, control those emotions. Compose yourself.
Don't let that pressure eat at you. Because it'll bite you right in the ass when you least expect it. Both drivers coming into the D-cell here. It's like Cole swinging maybe just a little too wide there as they come in for the last tire wall. Ron filling in all of that outer zone there. It's very nice. Let's see what the judges say about this run here.
I'm proud of Cole. He's rocking a version 1 right now. You know that? He got one of the version 1 tunes on that bad boy.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying something about that a couple weeks ago when he first ran.
Yep.
Looks like we may have a decision here in just a second.
Who's it gonna be?
I'm always gonna root for my boy, but you know, if it comes down to it,
it go either way. It don't even matter. I'm watching. We're enjoying the stream.
Oh man, it looks like Cole took it.
Cole took it. Unfortunately.
Cole will be moving back on.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. No, I like seeing my guys improve. It's a good thing to see.
I like that.
Even when, you know.
No, I like that he's trying different chassis and stuff. He doesn't just want to default to something that he feels like he has a handicap with. Like,
Yeah.
That's cool. I get it. He wants to challenge himself. I appreciate that. Really like to see him get a win here.
Yeah, it would definitely be nice to see between both of my guys, but yeah, I don't play favoritism. If I see that somebody's fucking up, it's on sight.
Yeah, that's how it works,
Even
man.
in
You
practice
fucked up, you
and
fucked
when
up.
we're warming up. Yeah. But if you don't call them out on it the whole time, they're thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm running good as fuck. Like I got a perfect run every single time." And
Right.
when in reality, when they come into the competition, they're not running a perfect line.
Yep.
And that was something that I kept seeing with somebody.
That's everything. Consistency. We want to see you do the same run every time.
Something that I've been kind of stressing on a particular driver. They tend to make little adjustments for a particular corner, and I keep trying to explain to them it's noticeable. Even the slightest little adjustment. You're jerking your steering wheel this way to try and correct yourself for this thing, and then when you get to the next part, you're adjusting for that. You can't do that. You need to commit to
Pro 1's
it.
going to be really, really big for that.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the ruthlessness from the judges because it'll really show who's actually busting their ass driving and who's just making these little adjustments that we're talking about to make their line look pretty. Because that's something that I have always kind of not necessarily looked down upon, but it's one of those little frustrating things. When the driver out in front of you is just.
No, but look at last week when we had the one driver running shallow to maintain proximity the whole time.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like you can run if you're gonna do that, guys. Like that's the thing. Like say somebody puts a gap on you in the lead, and you're in the chase position. Okay, you can shallow up, run less angle to regain that proximity. But what we want to see, like we said last week, we want to see the car get right back to angle and stay right there with the other drivers if nothing happened,
Oh yeah.
Oh, we have one of the
Zach is Wolf. Zach is Wolf. Yes. That's his real name, bro. No. Zach. That's his real name.
Okay, never mind. Because I'm thinking of like.
I know you're thinking of our Zach. All right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
I'm sorry for the misconfusion.
You're good. You're good. That's why I saw it. I was like, what?
Probably should have put it. We all know you as Wolf, so I'm over here like what the fuck.
Yeah, I'll talk to him about it.
Yeah. Because I just heard Zach. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
About that Wolf as a night. That's funny.
But yeah, no, man, it's just one of those little things. Steadily making these adjustments, and it's just, if anything, it's hurting you in the long run. As we send them off down the straight here.
There we go. I'm back in position. I got it. I'm chasing meat. Here we go.
Yeah, meatball chasing.
Meatball in the chase.
Coming into the hairpin, very nice from Wolf there.
Wolf
See how well he feels in that tire wall.
He's loving it.
Very nice coming out of that D-cell zone there. As they dive in for this next corner here.
Yeah.
Both drivers filling in that last outer zone. Very nice.
I just like watching him run.
Yeah, man, it's nice. It's very, very relaxing. Especially when it's two drivers throwing down.
Like I don't have to be a judge, so I can just commentate and be like, hey, whatever. Nice that I have to be a judge.
For me, watching these, badass drivers throw down for however long our competition goes on in the night, it's very nice to see. Well, we had a little bit of contact there in the hairpin, and both drivers are definitely getting rowdy. They're both trying to shoot for that podium tonight. set themselves up for this last outer zone here.
Woo!
Yeah, both drivers filled it in. Fucking sick.
Holy fuck. That was a crazy one.
See what the judges had to say there. I don't know.
Which
What
way
do
you
y'all
vote
think
going?
happening?
I don't know, man. Both drivers had some definite key highlights. Good points.
Yeah.
I'm liking Wolf's angle in the chase.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had some twitchiness and stuff to him as a driver, and he had a couple of those key points like we were talking about, right, just a moment ago, where he shallowed up to maintain the proximity, but then he got right back to angle. So like those little tiny corrections, yeah.
Doing exactly as he should.
Right. It's okay. You know what I mean? They're not as frowned upon when you do them the correct way. Like, but if you maintain that and you stay running like that, it hurts. It looks like they're gonna go one more time here.
Yeah. See who pulls out in the end.
Gonna let them duke it out. Wolf in the lead, Meatball in the chase.
Both drivers being really aggressive coming down that hill.
Both drivers holding on to it though.
Looks like Wolf pulling away just a little bit there. Oh, Meatball pulled it back in.
Outside to outside. Oh, both drivers getting saucy here. Coming into that last zone.
See how they fill it in. A little bit of contact, but that's alright. Seems like it didn't affect him.
Trade positions here.
Mm-hmm. No, I'll always root for my guys.
Oh yeah. I know why he's starting back a little further too, so you can see him in first person. You do that. You start back a little further.
Oh yeah.
You see what I mean? He's more focused. He's not. He's just in it. That's cool. I like it. Oh no!
Oh, can he reel him back in though? That's the question. Oh, reel him in so much contact, man. Was that lag?
We had lag at the end, at least in the live stream.
Oh. Oh, we'll see what the judges say.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
As we wait here, you know, both drivers are definitely hashing it out for that top spot here to see who moved on.
Oh yeah. They all want it. They all want to win it.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like we're gonna have a verdict here in just a second.
Dun, dun, dun. What do you think, live stream? Who won it? Who won it? Was it Meat? Or was it Wolf? Who you got? What's the stream think? Fuck it, just because they're driving so rowdy, I'm voting one more time. That's what I'm saying. What do you think, Cheese? I just want to see him drive again. I don't care. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Send it. All or nothing. Look, send it. Send it. Fuck it, I'm not even serious about the vote. I don't care.
Looks like Meatball moves forward.
Meatball moving on.
Very unfortunate for Wolf, because I know he's been trying to work on his line out here.
Yeah. I still say one more time. Fuck it, I want to see some more driving. That's what I'm saying.
When the runs are that good, I can watch all night long.
Yeah, I can watch all day long, bro. I want to watch a battle. I want to watch a fight. Because you get a good battle like that where they're not real twitchy or anything, and both drivers are fucking running a crazy line. Like, it's like, yeah, I like to watch that. Watch them throw down.
It gets me pumped, man. It's really nice to see when, like we're saying, you know, two badass drivers throwing down on the pavement. It's just one of those things. It's like seeing that unicorn past the bushes next to a waterfall, you know. It's one of those rare sights, especially in a game
No,
like
then
this.
you look at like the satisfaction of the fact, like on our server and stuff, how you obtain your Pro 1 title is driving in first person view. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you don't have any other distraction. You're driving it the way you can to bring as much realism into it as possible. You know what I mean? You can see the hood or something. You can see how close you are, kind of like to somebody's door or something out the windows. You're using the actual visual references that you need to.
Oh yeah.
Like mad bragging points right there. You can tell what drivers do it. Like.
Now I remember playing, you know, Gran Turismo Sport first person strictly. I couldn't do third person because it just felt too odd, and unfortunately, you know, first person view on that game, you didn't have the, you know, camera movement inside the vehicle. So all you had was what directly right in front of the driver's seat.
No, but then they gave us the joystick head movement. We're like, yeah, mid-run, I fucking touch the joystick, my head just yanked one way or the other. Like, no way.
Like at one point, I was like trying to like grab on my controller to look around as I was driving, and it just was not comfortable at all. I was focused on trying to see where I was looking, and I just wound up throwing it all out together and focusing, keeping my head straight still, and only being able to see what I could see there. And you know, in that game, it gives you a radar in the bottom right corner, and that was kind of my eyes to the right and left of me where I couldn't see any further.
Got Mac in the lead, Cold in the
Set him off here.
Drivers initiating first corner. Both drivers looking good, coming into that second inside clip here.
Cold with a nasty initiation coming down. See if we can keep good proximity on him there.
Out there. Let's see what happens right here.
They come into the last outer zone. Both drivers footed very nicely coming out of it. It's going to be a tough one to judge for the, you know, judges.
Oh yeah. Well, we encourage that.
That's what we like to see.
Explain to them, like, they record it with their phones. They can watch everything back. You know what I mean? You watch each run. They can watch their tire drops, the whole nine. Again, though, just so everybody knows in the live stream, none of this that's streamed right here is what the judges are judging from. They're judging from their own perspective, watching the car, painting their camera around and whatnot. We're just spectating the chase car, making it pretty on cinematic. Unfortunately, some of the camera angles suck.
It's like Cold straighten.
There, yes. Big mistake in the lead. Lost the drift, had to reinitiate. Completing the run here, but necessarily probably not completing the run. That's going to possibly be an incomplete on his lead. Loss of drift, straightening out.
It's very unfortunate. But, you know, that's how it goes.
Oh, yeah, dude, you
get that bit of pressure on your back, and and all of a sudden come into that last zone right there just a little too hard because that chase drive was on your door and right into the tire wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
It can happen to anybody. Fortunately, it's a game, but
yeah, there's no real damage to any vehicle.
Dude, Car X3 with
Car X3,
yep. It's gonna be amazing.
Yep.
It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. I hope they make it so like there's an obvious repair cost and like all the money matters. Because, like, okay.
Yeah, because then at that point,
like $300 million or something, or whatever.
Yeah.
Make it to where, like, there's a maintenance cost, or, like, an upkeep that I have to do, or, like, the motor starts to get tired and shit. It needs a rebuild. You know? You overrode it and you hurt the thing. Like, something. Make it an obvious, like, wear and tear.
Bend a valve, or
you stop people
and sling a rod.
Shit, they blow it up.
It would really teach them further how to drive, you know, their car.
No, you utilize that safe mode that they have, but you elaborate on safe mode. You put safe mode on the rooms where it's like safe mode, you can't blow the car up. Where it's like some safe mode, there's no damage or anything. But then you can have like high damage rooms, like realistic rooms or simulation rooms.
Yeah.
Like a simulation room, straight up simulation physics, where it's, you know, you could blow the motor up or seriously break the suspension and bend it to where it's pulling to one side or the other because you got hit, or, you know what I mean? Even in drifting, like somebody comes in and taps your like wheel or something while you're drifting, it bends or tweaks a tie rod end, it throws off your steering wheel by like 1/4 of an inch one way or the other or more. You know what I mean? All of that stuff should matter. The car would be pulling hard to the left or right. You'd be like, I don't know if I need to use my comp timeout or not. Like, you know, make it to where you can repair your car. Similar to like, look at like FR Legends. Okay, you know, they have like the little tire change and repair thing. I'd love to give everybody one tire change and one, you know, like comp timeout to repair that they can use during a comp event. 1 and 1. That's what they have. You have one and then you have the other one. You can't repair during the time you change tires. You know what I mean? If there's damage, there's damage. I think something like that would be kind of cool. Way to implement some realism into the game.
It'd be something that was nice to see, you know, because, like I'm saying, not only would it train the drivers further,
like, okay,
that
when
too.
you're creating your room, I could set it up as like a comp room with a specific comp line that's always displayed. It just doesn't have a timer that goes. It's just right here on the zone. Say where we're sitting, there's a fucking one of the XDS clipping zones or something right here that has a big clipping spot. I could put that here, or, for example, even just use the XDS zones that they already have. I can just have them displayed at all times for everybody who's in that lobby. You know, and you could run those. We could run our own individual comps using XDS lines. I would love for them to implement something like that, but they don't listen to their community enough. I wish they did. They do to a certain degree. They're starting to. Like a lot of the things, it seems like we're being heard, so I like that. You know, but then there's other parts where it's like, I don't know if they're fully listening. Let's see what's going on here.
So, Mick wound up moving on into the finals, if I'm correct, and no, Mick placed third. So now we have.
How is Cold back in here? I thought Cold had lost his drift. Pretty sure Mech won that battle. So Cold's battling for third, or did Mech place higher? And then they're saving the final battle.
No, sorry, I've got it backwards here. Okay, so Cold and Wolf are battling for third right now, and then Mech and not sure who else will be running for first and second. Yo, Wolf. There he is. Go.
Cool. I'll fuck with it. Pretty short comp tonight. Had a few people that are like on family vacations and whatnot, couldn't be around tonight. But that's alright, we still made it work. Had a decent comp this weekend. Everything
going pretty
nice
smooth.
Yeah, compared to the first couple that seemed a little rocky and bumpy at the start here, trying to get everything organized. But everybody's starting to get in the swing of things now. They're starting to get the hang of it, which is good. They're starting to get their own kind of system down on how they're networking with each other and getting it going, so that's good. And community driven, everybody, you know, working together here. Wolf back there doing an FD style tire warm up. That's cool. Be pulling the line here. That's another thing they need to implement to the game, guys. If any car devs are watching, that would be really nice, because that would bring some realism to it. Let us warm up and have some wear and tear on that tire. Make that affect our traction. That would be really nice.
Looks like Wolf's putting a little bit of a gap on Cold here. See if he can reel him back in.
Oh, unfortunately,
Looks
Cole
like
is going
Cole
four
is
tires off.
struggling, yeah. Wolf just barely scraping by there. He almost had an incomplete.
Yeah, nice run on the lead there. Almost gave up the ghost, but we're going to see what happens. I still can't get over that fucking memory. That night we made it, dude. It looks like some Tim Burton fucking pissed off Halloween tent shit. It's fucking crazy. Like it's gonna eat you in the woods. There's like a graveyard and everything. Oh, it's pretty cool. I like how everyone.
Well, I think they're pretty safe, man.
Oh no! Big
Like
crack.
Cold having another loss of drift there.
Good proximity here from Wolf in the chase. So definitely going to podium here.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's definitely going towards Wolf here for third. Those mistakes for Cold. Cold not too worried about it. He already solidified his Pro 1 slot, so not that he gave it to him. He put up a fight, but he's obviously having some issues tonight driving with the car. Not his night.
Yeah, it seems like he may just be out of practice in the car. Been gone for too long. So.
Yeah.
It happens. You know, you can't just leave for 2-3 days and expect to come back and be running at 110% like you were before you left.
You gotta practice those days. If I was competing, I'd be practicing every freaking day. Each line that I was gonna be running.
Yeah, I've been working on my practice towards Pro 1 these past couple days now.
Round 1, Milton.
Dude, I've been running all of them.
Oh yeah, Milton's a big one now. You know, that consistency of that initiation on round 1 is huge. You have to be insanely consistent. Round 1, it's a 2-turn comp line with 0 room for mistakes. Like, you cannot make
any little adjustment. By that time, it's already too late to make that adjustment. So
you got to be on your shit.
Yeah, it looks like Wolf is going to take the win there for third place.
Good job. Bravo, Wolf. Little clap.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Good job. Looking good here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be bringing Mech and Meatball back in here for first and second.
Oh, Mech versus Meatball. Team
I know Mech's been shooting for first place finish.
TSR looking for first place here. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be TSR or is it going to be Kuba obtaining a podium here? Winning their first place Pro 1 slot.
I'm still kind of, chuckling over the fact that both times I have ran for first and second place against Mech, I've shut him down. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love the shit out of Mech. He's a good-ass driver, but man,
the competition line is changing. Okay, everything will be posted in the Discord by the middle of the week next week, so we'll have everything going. You guys will know the new line. The reason we ran this at night this week, again, for anybody tuned in later on, last year when we ran Pro 1, this was our spontaneous switch at the nighttime when nobody knew it was going to be a night course. So we did it as a final send-off for this week because we've been running this for the past few weeks. We want to switch it up next week, go to a different layout, challenge the drivers. Okay, because, nobody get bored. As much as we want consistency, there are a lot of variants and different lines in FLDS that challenge the drivers in different ways. So next week we're switching it up. Next week competition will also be on 110 adhesion, just to get drivers warmed up for Pro 1 for the 110, 120s. We're going to be spectating meet here with Mech in the lead. A little bit of a stall off the line there. Both drivers leaving now. Chase is a race. Heading into that first corner. People do a good job
Pretty
closing
tucked
it
in
up
on that
here.
hairpin. Meg filling in that outer zone very nice.
Both drivers holding on to it here. Wrapping around, coming into
Gloves
that
putting
inside
in
to
some
outside.
good proximity.
Oh yeah.
Man, that one.
That was a good chase and a good lead for both drivers. That's another thing too. Okay, people always, they'll focus like, oh my God, that person. Like as much as I applaud a really good chase because I'm an aggressive driver myself.
Oh, yeah.
I like to be right up on your door and shit. But like,
it takes a good lead to have a good chase.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so hard as a judge. You got to watch both. And like from this perspective, where we're watching the chase car on cinematic, during the live stream here, I don't see everything, so I'm trying to watch both. I'm not looking at how cool the liveries are for the most part. Sometimes, you look at like how I commented on Wolf's before. Yeah, like he made it, and the chair player or whatever, it was fun. But like I just, I'm still watching both cars. Like see right there, he hit the rumble strip and bounced up. I love all the liveries though. I love the team colors from all the different teams. It's promoting the community. We don't allow outside liveries, anything like real life type stuff, like if you see fucking like Team Falcon and stuff like that, because we don't have any actual Team Falcon sponsored drivers or anybody who drives in the game that run that shit. So we want to promote teams and stuff within the community here, and everybody who plays day in, day out, like the rest of us. So that's why you see a lot of these variant liveries and stuff for different teams, team approved liveries.
Yeah, and on that topic, you don't have to be in any particular team to run in this series. You could come in solo, your own thing, private source.
Right. It's just like real life, how you have pro teams and then you'll have privateers that aren't running all the crazy sponsor stickers. Cars a lot cleaner, just got the required window banner, door card, and whatever. Yeah, you could do that if you'd like. Anybody want to reach out and try to get more involved with the series? You can find me on Discord. Hit me up on there. It's Drift Mafia, and the numbers that you need to punch in is 1580. We can add you to the server and get people more involved. Anybody who tunes in, watches this afterwards. We do these every weekend, leading up to our Pro 1 competition, which takes 3 months to complete. It's 6 rounds, prizes and whatnot. So drivers trying to get qualified for that right now. Both drivers obviously congratulating each other, having a little determination. We don't know who won or who didn't.
Nah, Meatball wound up taking the win home tonight.
Meatball, with first place. Congratulations to those guys. Hell yeah. Mech obtaining his Pro 1 as well. Okay. From what I gather, we have to verify it on the Discord, but I'm pretty sure he already had 2 podiums. This would be his 3rd. Then we have 2 drivers obtaining a Pro 1, qualification tonight, which would be good. Wolf obtaining a podium, getting one of his podium finishes here. Oh, we got our judges joining the chat. We got Gecko joining in here. I'm sure Salad and everybody will be in here in a moment. Before we end the stream, giving a final fend off. You see Cheese out there driving. Obviously getting antsy, wants to run some doors.
Oh yeah. Watching all these guys run, man. Just sitting there.
Earlier streams these past weekends when he was running, trying to obtain his Pro 1 spot, which he did. You'll see him out there. But no, congratulations to all the drivers, everybody who competed. We appreciate all the support and everybody coming back every single weekend, trying to get into the series here. And yeah, judges are in here now. Everybody's gonna be having fun. The room's gonna turn into more of a chaotic one where everybody's driving crazy.
Just partying,
yeah. Everybody partying now. Sal's in new livery there, looking cool. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to comment and stuff on these videos and stuff. If you're watching back and whatever it is, leave your comments or concerns or whatever. Ways you consider, making the series better or comments, anything like that. Always looking for more people to get involved. And we'll see you next week, guys. Thank you again, Cheese. Comment. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man. That's a good time.
Oh yeah, man. We'll see you guys next week. Fuck yeah.